Well, hello and welcome along to a very special edition of the Andrew Eborn Show. And regulars will know that last year we had the privilege of being joined by the world's largest contemporary choir, the Rock Choir. I'm joined again by Dave Easter. How are you, Dave?
Hi, Andrew. I'm great, thank you. Lovely to be here.
It's lovely to see you because last time we had Tom George on, one of the 80 leaders. So you're obviously Tom George for Christmas and Dave Easter for the bit in between Christmas and Easter. I know how it works.
The in-betweener.
Absolutely. I love it. And whereabouts are you? Because you've got beautiful clouds behind you.
I'm currently in Northamptonshire. That's where I run all my choirs.
Oh, we love Northamptonshire. And last time we had Tom on, he was explaining all about how the rock choir started. Tell me from your point of view, Caroline Redmond, wasn't it? Caroline Redmond Lusher. Tell me a bit about Caroline.
Oh, Caroline's brilliant. So Caroline started the choir nearly 16 years ago now. It's 2005. And she came from a sort of teaching background. She started doing a choir that was requested for the kids, and then she also got the adults involved as well because they thought it was lots of fun. And then it started snowballing into this choir that started popping up all over the country, and now we have over 85 rock choir leaders up and down the country leading choirs currently online.
No, absolutely. And you have what, about 33,000 members, which is quite extraordinary.
Yeah, it is a really extraordinary thing, but it just goes to show the power of singing. We just bring people around us and have a really good time.
No, absolutely brilliant. And talk to me about the power of singing, because a lot of people are in lockdown at the moment. They're all, a lot of people are trying to look for things to do. And the great thing is the science is there to say, look, it releases all sorts of wonderful chemicals and things, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That. So it's endocannabinoids is the official
no messing
term.
There, you've got to get your endocannabinoids.
But yeah, it's the act of singing in a group. It releases endorphins and happy hormones as you do it, and it's the experience of being able to sing with people, but also as well you're regulating your breathing. So if you're potentially quite an anxious person, you're regulating your breathing as you're doing it. You're learning something new, and you're interacting with people around you as well.
And I think that's really, really important. Well, when Tom was over, we had, I think it was the world premiere of Keeping the Dream Alive here on the Andrew Eborn Show. How did that do over Christmas? Because it was a brilliant single. I loved it.
It did really well, and we were so proud of everybody that was involved with that. And I'm very mine was one of the voices that was involved.
Oh, I spotted it. Well. You were the left one on the corner, 4010 from the left. I know.
I'm in there somewhereabouts. But no, we did really well. We were in the iTunes charts on that one as well. There was a lot of fierce competition at Christmas for that one. So many different Christmas singles.
You're absolutely right as well, though, because what happened, Dave, over Christmas, everybody's in lockdown. I think we've had more Christmas releases than they've had ever.
I think you're absolutely right. I think everybody in the summer was looking for something to do and thought, oh, I'll record a Christmas single.
Well, we love it. It's fantastic. Well, you've got a couple of initiatives because you've built on it. I mean, you had, 400 locations and 85 leaders back then. You've built on that now, and you've got a couple of new initiatives for this year, which I love. I mean, you're keeping Britain singing, Make Britain Great Again. But talk to me about, because you got that as well, but you're also doing some special thing for the younger ones. Tell me about that.
Right, so we have, Keep Britain Singing is going again. We've since this new lockdown, so that's happening every day on YouTube, Monday to Friday at midday. So all you have to do is just search for Rock Choir on YouTube, and you'll find us there. But the new initiative is something that I'm involved with as well. So I'm really proud to be part of Rock Choir Rockstars, and this is all based for children. So we're doing something similar to Keep Britain Singing, but we're doing that every Wednesday afternoon at 4:00. It's absolutely free, and you can come along and have a bit of fun and games with us online. And it's a really nice way of just getting a little bit of relaxation, just a little bit of fun and games, and just to be able to sing something nice with us as well. And if you tune in this afternoon, you'll see me doing it as well. So
I'm not only that, you'll see you doing it, and you're going to be doing Katy Perry's Roar, aren't you?
I am indeed, yes.
I love that. It's such a brilliant song. But tell me though, Dave, how do you corral so many different people? Because there's obviously, when it's done over these wonderful video platforms, there's a little bit of a delay here and everything else. How does it work when you're trying to get it all together?
So it's an interesting it's a process we've learnt over the last sort of year or so, and it's very much a case of sort of just trying to make sure you know when to mute your microphones. That's generally the thing, because if you all try and sing over Zoom, for instance, then you all start coming in at different times. So we have to do it in a certain process whereby we mute for a certain amount of time and then we unmute as well. But we have the technology to be to allow the music to come in through the speakers, so it really feels like you're singing along with the choir at the same time.
And it is that wonderful sense of camaraderie. And those who are a bit reluctant about singing, I know I always say this, if you go into a classroom of 5-year-olds and say, who can paint? Everybody's hand goes up. You start talking to adults and all of a sudden we get a bit embarrassed about singing and drawing and that sort of stuff, don't we? Who can sing, basically? I probably know your answer to this one. But who can sing?
I am of the opinion that everybody can sing. It's just how confident you feel, and I feel that most of my job is giving people confidence to be able to try. There's a motto that I use in every single one of my sessions, that is, if you're going to go wrong with style. Style it out. It doesn't matter if you go wrong. Just style it out. You'll be absolutely fine. There's no one's going to come and get you if you sing a wrong note.
Well, especially if you've done it on mute, so you're okay. So
yeah, absolutely.
it was. And how did you first get involved yourself then with the project?
Oh, well, I've been singing and a musician all of my life. I was working in a rather high pressure job as head of music at a college, and I decided that I really wanted to spend more time with my family and with my wife. I decided to hand in my notice that week, and the very next day I saw an advert for a rock choir, and I thought, I'll give that a go. That sounds nice. And then I've just got involved with this wonderful company, and I've done so many amazing things. The first week that I was a rock choir leader, I went to sing at Wimbledon with some of the other rock choir leaders to Judy Murray on Good Morning Britain. It was bizarre.
No, but it is wonderful, and that's what I love about it. I mean, a lot of these sessions are free. People can go along, as you say. It's on YouTube, and you're doing your 4 p.m. Good old Katy Perry this afternoon, which we love. How is it financed then? Because to assemble all these people, there's obviously costs involved. How do you get the money?
Well, we have we have members, so our members pay for their sessions throughout the term, and we're able to provide sessions for people that aren't able necessarily to pay for those throughout the term, because there are some people that have had to step out over this time of COVID. So one of the things that as a company we really wanted to do was to make sure that we're providing something for everybody, regardless of your circumstances.
Yeah, and that's great. That's what I love about it. So people can get their introduction. So money is not really, if you can't afford it, and times are tough for a lot of people, you can still dip your toe in the water. These sessions are free, which is a fantastic thing. And it's also not just sort of your everyday folk and some unknown singers. You've had some great people come along. Talk to me about some of the celebrities who've been involved.
Oh, wonderful! Right, so in sort of recent history, we've had Michael Ball. We've sung with Michael Ball. I was actually very lucky enough to sing at the proms with Michael Ball, doing a bit of "You Can't Stop the Beat." We sung with Josh Groban at the proms as well, which is fab. We've had such people as you're racking me brains now.
I'll remind you, you've had Susan Boyle as well.
Oh, Susan, of course, yes.
I know more about Rod Choir than you do. There we go. Davies, I'll do Andrew Summer. But you've been involved with Abbey Road, and I mean all these iconic things in the music industry. It's really, really powerful, isn't it? And you had a #1 as well. You had your Christmas #1 in 2018.
Yes, we did. Yes, it was wonderful to be a part of that, and we've sung with Russell Watson and G4 as well. We supported them, so we have some really lovely opportunities being part of Rock Choir.
No, absolutely brilliant. I love all that, and it is about talking about the power of music. We've seen a few examples of that very recently. We had Paul Harvey, who was the composer who had dementia. And he came up with this glorious piece of music, and he got exposure on the BBC and other places. And as a result, money flooded in. He got a £1 million donation to him, which was great. And there was also that wonderful ballerina who was performing Swan Lake, and that was sort of played to her. And she was in her own world, suffering from Alzheimer's and various other things. Marta Saldana over there in Spain. And they put the headphones on. And it was one of the most heart-wrenchingly glorious moments of last year to see her come alive. It sparked those things in the brain, which people had thought had been inactive. And she started to do the movements from Swan Lake when she was the principal ballerina. And that was something in Spain called Music to Awaken. So I know it's a rough translation from the Spanish, but it is. Okay. It triggers things in the brain, which is something quite remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, music does absolutely incredible things for people, in young and old. So Rockwire has worked quite closely with Nordhoff Robbins, which is a music therapy charity, and they've come to sort of give us some presentations of the work that they do, and it is just incredible to see the work with small children who have quite difficult autism, and also certainly people with dementia. Just to see a spark that just...
I do a lot of. I've done a lot of work with Nordhoff Robbins. We helped them with their big Silverclef, I think, at Nebworth a number of years ago as well, when they had all of the Silverclef winners, and it was everybody from like the Who to Dire Straits to Paul McCartney. They all came along and supported it. It is the music industry's, one of the big music industry's charities, because you can see the power of music. And I've had the honor of going to lots of their events and supporting them that way, but also going to see their facilities and seeing firsthand the effect that music can have, because you're connecting. It is the universal language, isn't it?
Absolutely. Doesn't matter where you're from or what language you speak. Music just travels, and it bonds us all together, I think.
Yeah, and there are a number of examples of that as well. I mean, another venture that I've been involved with was something called the Drumathon, where we had Errol Kennedy from Imagination originally, and he did this 24-hour, and he got all the various famous drummers to do that. And they were talking about the power of drumming for mental health as well, and how it's great to bang things anyway, but just that whole sense, it gets to your core, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And it's, it requires such coordination. There's so many different things that are going off in your brain. I've seen this wonderful picture of someone having a CAT scan as they're playing music, and to see all of the different areas of the brain light up. It requires so much concentration and so much use of your brain. It's wonderful stuff. It really is.
Oh, fantastic. So those two fantastic initiatives, people can tune in. Just give us the headlines on those again. It's every Wednesday at 4 p.m. For the kids version, isn't it? And the Keep Britain...
That's right, yes. So for Rockwire Rockstars.
Yeah, fantastic. And
Keep Britain singing happens every weekday at midday.
Fantastic. Well...
sorry, Andrew, can you say that again, please?
Oh, yes. Oh, no. I was just saying, you said it exactly perfectly. So it's the kids one is every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, which you can do.
That's right, yes.
Go along to the YouTube channel. And the Keep Britain Singing, you do that for 106 consecutive days. You've had 3 million households taking part, and you can do that. And all the details are on your YouTube channel. I love this initiative. It's really, really brilliant. I look forward to hearing more, and we should have you back. And I'll let you know even more about Rockwire as well next time. Which is great. Good luck this afternoon. I look forward to your version of Katy Perry's Roar. But for now...
You'll know all the words, I'm sure.
Oh, I do. I've got the facial expressions as well. Oh, give us your best roar. Let's see your best roar. Go on then.
Well, we're doing an action in there as well. We'll get be a bit naughty with it, so we're going to do a bit of roaring up at the telly.
Oh, I love it. Oh, go on. Give us your roar for the telly then. Go for it.
You're going to hear me roar.
Sorry, what was that?
Roar.
Dave, an absolute delight. Thank you so much for being my guest.
Thank you so much for having me.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care, Andrew. Thank you.
Bye. So, Dave Easter, there he is, roaring away. I love it. If you want to take part, all of the details are over there. Rockwire on their YouTube channel. You yourself can participate. Great initiative. And the power of music is just tremendous. So many examples of that. Anyway, it's been great to see you. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, you have suggestions for guests or any comments at all, write to me at guests@octopustv.com. That's guests@octopustv.com. Don't forget, you can follow me at Andrew Eborn at Octopus TV. And don't forget to subscribe on all of the usual channels on YouTube and elsewhere. But for me, for now, keep on rocking. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.